Line start.
It's now 2 outs in the inning for the Dodgers. Still a runner 90 feet away from home. Ruby steps back in. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, a good block from the catcher, Turner Davis.
Yeah, Turner Davis using all of his body to get behind that one to keep Alex Taylor at third.
Ruby steps back in. Lou gets his sign. Taylor gets his lead. Here's the pitch. Line drive right back up the middle and snagged by Lou and thrown over to first for the out. A great play by the Dodger.
2-1.
Welcome back here, Gaithersburg. Still a 2-1 ball game in favor of the SS Tacoma T-Bolts. As stepping in now to lead things off is Tucker Childers.
Tucker Childress 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. And the errors are piling on the booth right now as Rob picks up his second error in the third in the PA announcing. How much fun. But back to the game now.
Here's the first pitch from Bianchini, swung on and missed. A big cut that time, Childers falling to a knee. Coming up empty, though, so the count is 0-1.
Yep, Bianchini really fooling Childress on that one, that breaking ball that went to the outside corner.
Here's the 0-1, a swing and a miss, a fastball this time. Umpire says he got a foul tip.
It didn't matter with Nick Graham getting the catch on that one, keeping him at 0-2.
Here is the 0-2 delivery from Bianchini, a swing and a drive to right field. That'll get past Daryl Torres. Rounding first, heading for second. They have a play at the second. And not in time.
Ooh. And it looked like Childress standing. That's kind of the risky run. If you can, you should slide just so you don't really risk that awkward stop right on a dime at the bag.
Regardless, he is safe at second, so Childers' position.
Up now is Zach Buck, the first baseman. He got out with a ground ball to second base in his last at-bat.
Buck steps in. Big lead off of second base for Childers. Here's the pitch inside and low.
Now you're in the position where if you're Nick Graham, you've got to keep everything ahead of you with a base runner on, especially one at second base in scoring position.
Bianchini stares in. Another fairly large lead at second. Throws home.
Paint that bottom left corner, but he's just not locating it and putting it where he wants to right now. And hopefully this is not a sign of more to come.
Here's 2-0. Swinging a foul ball.
That ball got a piece of Zach Buck right there.
Buck walking it off. Umpire allotting him time to do so. 2-1 count now to the first baseman, Buck.
Yep, it's buggy on the field. You just want using their hats or mitts just to keep the bugs out of their face. Even in the booth right now, they're kind of flying around.
Another foul ball off of Buck. So the count is now even at 2. Bianchini doing a good job of finding himself back in the count.
Ian, we talk about the doubleheader today. As a player, what can you do to keep yourself going when you've played already one full game, as a lot of these players in the Dodgers have?
Well, it's definitely hard, especially coming off of a tough loss in Game 1. You just got to find motivation somehow, some way, say, hey, let's go out and beat these guys. As there's a ground ball over to third, DePino makes the play, leaping the scoop over at.
And DePino went down on the throw.
And that's not good. He landed right on the bag as he threw, landed awkwardly. Walking it off seems okay. He was able to record the out.
Yeah, Paul DePino really went back in the hole to get that one, made an incredible play. And then on his follow-through and his throw from third to first, his foot just landed right on the bag, and he went down. And it didn't look pretty, but he's looking okay right now.
Bianchini working well here. DePino able to hold the runner at second, making that play.
Jack Roberts now struck out swinging in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1 on the day.
First pitch to Rogers, it catches him on the arm.
That's gotta hurt.
So, as I mentioned, it hits everywhere where the pads are. I think that hit right above the pad. So, now T-Bolts with runners on first and second.
Yep, 1 out right now. And Turner Davis, the catcher, flew out to the shortstop at his last at-bat in the second. Yeah, but Jack Roberts hit by the pitch there. Doesn't look phased at all. Just kind of walked that off down to first base. Sometimes all you need is 90 feet to get better.
Derek talking to the home plate umpire. He might be talking about them not getting out of the way. We talked about this in the first broadcast. But Dodgers have been burned on that a couple times this year about getting hit by pitch, not moving out of the way. Like
he's frustrated. Yep, this happened to Dodgers a couple times, so I think that's what's upsetting manager Derek Brown right now is that, arguably it didn't look like Jack Roberts leaned into the ball, but he definitely didn't make an effort to get out of the way, and there's a little gray area right now, it seems like, for the Dodgers about what exactly is going to get you on base, because we've seen the Dodgers that work against them, where ball hit Nick Graham, for example, twice, but the umpire ruled, well, you leaned into it, so we're not going to give you first, actually. So I think Brown's just looking for a little clarification on that.
Bianchini working the catcher Davis. First pitch misses outside here for ball 1.
Yeah, runners at first and second. Turner Davis up now.
1-0 to Davis. A line down the right field.
Oh, that's going to bring one in.
Scooping and throwing home is Torres. He's able to hold the runner at third. So the bases are now loaded for the T-Bolts with only 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, I'm glad I was wrong on that because Daryl Torres made a great play in right field to quickly collect the ball and get it back into the infield, get it back into the field of play, and keep Tucker Childress at third.
So stepping in now,
Nick Atkinson.
And oh boy, he had the home run last time. Hopefully he doesn't have one again. The first pitch is lined to left field. Fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score as Doyle finally gets the ball in, and it's now a 4-1 ball game. T-Bolts lead.
Yep, and once again, Nick Atkinson has only needed two pitches to bring in 3 runs. A solo shot and a two-run single right there.
The T-Bolts keep on producing runs, keep the lineup moving. As now Burke steps in. First pitch to Burke. Taken in the zone for strike 1. Patrick Burke guarding second base today for the T-Bolts. Attended West Virginia University of Technology along with Daryl Torres.
Ooh, that one nearly got.
Over to first base. And a close play over there at second base. Able to record the out on the fielder's choice was Malone. Shelton fielded it, but it was awful close, sliding in there.
Up now, Hunter Puri, the third baseman. We saw him make that critical error that cost them a run back at the first inning, bunt by Trevor Doyle.
Yeah, it's the kind of error you don't see in the scorebook because there's no way to record it. But 2 more runs here for the T-Bolts as we head now to the bottom half of the 4th inning. We'll be back with more Dodgers baseball. Dodgers trail the SS Tacoma T-Bolts. As walking up to the plate now is the first baseman, Jared Malone.
Yep. Malone 0 for 1 on the day.
Malone is always a power threat. He does have 2 home runs on the year, but struggled in the first game as he watches the first pitch for strike 1.
Jared Malone from Westchester University. A powerful hitter there and has carried that over to the Dodgers so far this season.
A liner down the third base line,
Right
fair
on
ball,
cue.
and it will roll out of play into the jungle, and it will be a ground rule double.
And that's exactly the kind of start you want for the Dodgers right there, is for your leadoff hitter to get in scoring position right down. You're down 4 to 1. Plenty of time left in this ball game here, but you want to start chipping away. You can't get, you don't get 4 runs this inning, but maybe just reduce the deficit, and that's exactly what you get with a leadoff double.
Paul DePino steps in now. As I mentioned before, one of the better hitters for the Dodgers, so hopefully he can drive that run home. DePino stepping into the right-hander's batter's box.
DePino only going to be a freshman in the fall, so very impressive work for someone that hasn't even started playing college ball just yet.
Grounder to third base, fielding it and throwing over, almost overthrowing it, was Hunter Pari, but a nice stretch over there by Zach Buck, rather. Reels it in, able to keep. So now 1 out for Nick Graham.
Nick Graham coming up to bat now. 1 for 1 on the day with a single back in the second.
First pitch into the catcher, Nick Graham, is on its way. Swinging a grounder to second.
Get through.
Unable to get at a close play. Oh, called out was Nick Graham on the throw by Patrick Burke. Awful close there. What did you see?
It did look like the ball may have just beat him there. It came down to a split second, but I think the umpire got the right call right there. But it does move the runner along. So 2 outs, you got a runner at third, 90 feet away from making this a 4-2 ball game.
That base hit will more than likely score Malone from third. Miles Mensa stepping in now. Loose. Can't catch up to it, though, so it's 0-1.
Mensa's got 3 hits on the day, including part 1 of this doubleheader, but he flew out to the second base in his first at-bat today in this game.
Here's the 0-1 to Mensa. Pitched that time, catching the outside corner. So it's now 0-2.
2 for Mensa. You got a runner at third. Obviously, you want to bring him home. Mensa able to come up big in the first game. Hopefully, he can do it today. Do it for this game, excuse me.
Here's the 0-2 to Mensa. Swing and a foul ball, staying alive that time.
Yeah, Mensa just a little early on that one.
It seemed to be an issue with a couple of the Dodgers really early on pitches. Just need to wait back, be patient a little bit.
This game is only 7 innings, and the Dodgers are aware of that, of course, but a 7-inning game can really creep up on you as we're in the bottom of the 4th right now.
Pitch misses just low as Lou was taking a couple steps off the field towards the dugout. He has to walk back to the mound, though. Still has work to do. Count 1-2 and now to Miles Mensa. Lou sets. Look over at third base. Now delivers a grounder.
Get through.
Fields it, throws over to first for the out. Dodgers strand another runner at third base. As the Dodgers unable to convert. Still a 4-1 T-Bolts lead. We'll be back with more Dodgers baseball. welcome back as Corey Rozier steps in.
Rozier's last at bat went deep, 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 gone. Home run in the third inning.
Had made this a 4-1 ball game, as its score still stands as that 4-1 T-Bolts lead. Bianchini sets. Here's the first pitch. Outside that time, missing was the pitch. So 1-0 is the count to Rozier.
Bianchini looking for the outside corner of that lefty batter, just couldn't quite find it.
Meanwhile, a leap and a home run. Another home run off the bat of Corey Rozier, as it's now a 5-1 ball game.
Corey Rozier having himself a day. 2 home runs. Started out with a strikeout, but has rebounded very well. And it looks like he went deep to the exact same spot.
Oh, just about. And none of them have been wall scrapers. They've both been well above the fence and plenty deep into the woods.
Dario Torres out in right field really was able to climb that fence to give himself a chance, but it never stood a chance. That was going to be gone for the moment it left the bat.
Bianchini still working hard. That pitch misses inside.
5-1 ball game now. Jack Schroeder's up. He's over. Yeah, I thought
very good.
I thought it kissed the plate a little bit, but it's going to be a ball.
Here's the 2-0. Now that looked right down the middle. I don't know where that pitch missed.
That one's a tough one. That's one, that frustrates you as a pitcher when you think down.
Pitch that time. Catching the strike zone. That pitch didn't look as good as the other two.
That may have been a makeup call. Sometimes an umpire, you get a bit of a do-over. You switch those close calls.
3-1 count.
But that one made no mistake.
That one missing well outside. As the walk that time goes to Jack Schroeder.
Mississippi State, number 22, Tucker Childers.
As Tucker Childers steps in now.
Now, in case you wondered, Tucker Childers has just transferred to Mississippi State, but the Bulldogs had an excellent season, going very far in the NCAA tournament, all the way to the College World Series.
Eventually fell to Oregon State.
The eventual champions, keep in mind as well. So he's definitely going to good company when he goes joining the Bulldogs.
Meanwhile, playing for the SS Tacoma T-Bolts, he takes the first pitch inside for ball 1.
You got a leadoff double to start things back in the 4th inning.
That pitch catching the outside part of the plate. That 1-1 the count.
No outs right now for the Dodgers.
Runner's still over at first base.
There goes the runner.
Runner goes, and Graham unable to squeeze onto the ball.
Yep, that one just fell in the dirt right before Graham was starting to get up, and he just never really got his hand on it. Couldn't quite control it, so held off, and good timing right there by Jack Schroeder to take off for second.
So swiping second base is Jack Schroeder. And out of the swinging strike, it's now 1-2. Here's the pitch. Inside, nearly clipping.
Yep. Childress back in the first game of this doubleheader went 2 for 4, including a home run, and we've seen a fair share of those today.
Here's the 2-2, a swing and a long drive
gotta be
to right
kidding me.
center field.
Thank you.
Jumping catch from Alex Taylor. He'll reel it in. Meanwhile, tagging up, heading to third. A slip and a fall.
And Alex Taylor looks a little shaken up right now in center field, but it came with a price. Hopefully he's okay out there, so he's back on his feet. But, I thought that was going to go, and Alex Taylor had a different script written. Makes a great play in center field to get the out and, hold the runner on.
Head coach Derek Brown and the trainer heading out to center field to check on Taylor.
Taylor kind of waving them off, though. He's saying he's good. It looks like the trainer and Brown are going to retreat back to the dugout.
Yeah, he only got about halfway there. Taylor.
Sometimes when you're an outfielder, you kind of lose track exactly where the wall is when you're going for a ball, and out of nowhere, boom, it's like a car collision. You just run face first into the wall, and you get shaken up a little. It definitely jerks you up and wakes you up in the morning.
Or in the mid to late afternoon.
Yeah.
Zach Bucks.
0 for 2 on the day, Buck is. From Holy Cross College. Appearing in his 14th game of the season, 6 runs and 5 hits.
First pitch, catching that outside corner just barely, borderline strike call. So it's now 0-1. Tucker Childers standing at third base after tagging up. Way inside.
Good play by Grando to keep that one from getting away from him. That would have been another run score. That's the last thing the Dodgers want right now.
He was setting up on the outside part of the plate. Bianchini missed his spot well inside, but one of his desperation stabs at it.
Another one inside.
And this time moving the count to 2-1.
You got 1 out right now, done for the Dodgers. Pick up 2 here, and all of a sudden the plays at first and the runner at third doesn't matter anymore. Good
Big
pitch.
Cut on the inside, missing the plate that time. Count is now 2-2.
It looks like 3 almost identical pitches, and I don't think Zach Buck wanted to believe it was going to be 3 in a row, but he swung at that one.
A swing and a rip down the third base line.
We got a rundown.
We got a rundown now. As out trying to go home is Tucker Childers. And a good play there from Paul DePino.
Yep, heads up baseball by Paul DePino. The runner's right at there at third. Easy for him to put himself in a pickoff situation, and that threat is neutralized, and we've got a runner at first only.
So a fielder's choice, grounded into by Zach Buck. Tucker Childers retired. And now Jack Roberts stepping in now. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch inside. Missing the front arm of Roberts.
So far, Bianchini has put a lot of his pitches.
Another home run on another Corey Rozier solo shot. 5-1 T-Bolts. We'll be back with more Dodgers baseball. Dodgers head up to bat and are their half of the 5th inning. Dariel Torres stepping up.
Yep, bottom of the 5th, but you might as well call it bottom of the 7th because we're only playing 7 innings. So if you're Dodgers, you can't waste any more time on getting the offense going as they now trail. That lead keeps on growing. It is now a 5-1 lead for the T-Bolts.
There's a deep drive to center field. Tracking
Get on your
back
horse.
is Corey Rozier, and he will reel it in on the warning track to retire Torres.
We've seen a lot of these fly balls look dangerously close to going, and we've seen quite a few go, but not many as many we would like for the Dodgers.
D. Shelton stepping in now.
Sheldon 0 for 1 on the day. He flew out to left field. Back in the 3rd inning, he's only at bat so far today.
A little bit of confusion over there in the Dodgers dugout.
I don't
Sorted out by the home plate umpire, though.
Yeah, I don't think the umpire liked Trevor Doyle hanging out outside the fence.
A breaking ball, just missing the plate that time, was Lou. 1-0 count to D. Shelton.
D. Sheldon played in the last game for the Dodgers. Got on with a walk.
A big cut and miss from Shelton that time. The count is now 1-2, or 1-1 rather. Here's 1-1 delivery to Shelton. He squares the bunt, hits the plate and rolls foul. Alex Taylor will grab it on the on-deck circle.
Yep, it looked like Sheldon's got a little too high up on the ball. It looked like he just kind of kissed the bottom of the barrel and not right down towards the top of the barrel where you want if you're bunting that direction.
1-2 count now. D. Shelton. Here's the pitch from Lou. Big swing and a miss very early on that pitch. So Shelton goes down swinging. 1 out now for the Dodgers.
It looked like you're trying to take down a couple trees with that swing right there. Huge hack. And Alex Taylor, he's 2 for 2 today. He's got a single and a double, so we'd love to see that going. Maybe get a little 2-out rally here at the bottom of the 5th.
Getting Tai Lu working very well this afternoon or evening for the SS Tacoma T-Bolts. First pitch to Alex Taylor will catch the strike zone for strike one.
Alex Taylor has been joining a number of teammates at VCU throughout the Cal Ripken League.
One of them wearing SS Tacoma blue today. A big swing and a miss that time for Taylor. He readjusts the gloves and steps back in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a grounder, foul.
Yep, that one never really looked like it was going to stay, but got close to the line.
Yeah, just missing the first base bag. Hops over top of it, but to the right side of it, though, so it's a foul ball. Taylor picks up the bat again. Steps back into the are set down.
1, 2, 3, just like that. Dodgers will go to the top of the 6. T-Bolts at the bat now. They lead at 5-1. We'll be right back at Dodgers baseball.
Welcome back as I'll turn things over back to Matthew Peterson for the play-by-play for the remainder of the ball game. Matthew, back to you.
You know, I don't want to blame you or anything, but once we hand things over to you, things went real south out in the field. So hopefully we'll get back on track for the Dodgers. We had a pitching change in between the innings. Coming on the mound now, number 50, Adrian Gaithersburg, newer face to the ball club from Jacksonville University, originally from Florida, going to be a sophomore in the fall.
And as we mentioned on the previous broadcast, for Game 1, this is the first time we've seen Gaithersburg pitch. He's pitched a couple times before for the Dodgers, but they're all on the road. This is first, well, we might not be at home, first home game for Gaithersburg pitching.
Yeah, first home broadcast, at least. That one, we have pop fly into foul territory, but getting under that one is Jared Malone to help Gaithersburg get out number 1.
That's a good pitch from Gaithersburg. Really the only thing that Davis could do, being so late on that pitch, was foul it off, and able to make the play over at first was Malone.
And here comes the 0 pitch. That one will be high and outside right there, so Gaithersburg down 1-0 in the count. Up bat right now is Nick Atkinson. You don't want to sleep on him. He had a home run back in the 3rd inning.
It was his second home run of the season so far.
And that one will be fouled to the 3rd baseline. It's been a popular destination for batters so far, is that canopy. I don't know if it's in your camera angle now, but it's all the way down the 3rd baseline. They got a fair share
to move as far as the other ones that have been hit in that general direction.
And the umpires will discuss that one. If he win or not, they're going to call it a ball. Atkinson got on with a fielder's choice back in the 4th inning in his last at-bat. Gaithersburg with the windup now, and that one getting under that. Nick Atkinson, as that one will go to the Wilhelm scream. Out of play.
Gaithersburg does a good job. He pitches to contact a little bit, but not nearly hit as hard as the other Dodgers pitchers have been so far.
And yet the lefty pitcher sure can bring the heat sometimes because he's got a great changeup. 3-2, so works out a full count right there. He's 6'1" on this mound that's already a bit of, it looks like something out of the Himalayas. He really looks way up there.
Definitely higher than the mound at Joe Cannon Stadium.
Getting a piece of that one right there was Atkinson, so we'll keep it at 3-2.
Higher mounds, they favor the pitchers, just able to get on top of the ball more, get more velocity on it. So pitchers will enjoy these taller mounds. Well, they don't want it to be, as tall as the Himalayas, but they won't mind it being a little taller than.
They'll take the extra cushion right there.
Right.
Yeah, 3-2 pitch right now. And that one's going to be a ground ball to third. DePino across the diamond. Getting the out. No, it's going to slip by Malone. And it looks like Atkins will wait at first. That's a tough play for both parties to make. But Davis Atkins is on base.
Now batting in second base.
It's a tough play all around. DePino had to read the ball well, hopping on the infield. He was able to scoop it, but then had to. I think he took a peek at the runner and saw where he was, so he rushed the throw, and that's what caused the throw to hop a couple times and get past Malone at first base.
Yeah, DePino was back behind the bag at third, so that's definitely a long and difficult throw to make for any third baseman. And to get it on one hop is never the end of the world. Malone probably would have liked to get that throw back because I think he could have got that one.
Tough E5 there for DePino. First pitch in there for strike one.
Patrick Burke batting the third and got out with a fielder's choice. Or got on with a fielder's choice, excuse me.
I think he thought I think he said that pitch clipped him. He took a couple steps towards first base, but umpire not making a call, just a ball for him.
And the pitch now. That one's going to be outside and low. Dodgers have recorded, they gotten one out so far this inning, so one down. They got a runner on first. They trail this one 5-1. It's just about damage control at this point until you get your bats up to offense and let them do some work. And the pitch right now, another outside right there. So back-to-back balls.
Back-to-back ball.
Yeah, three in a row. Yeah.
It's 3-1 now. To Burke.
And make that 4 in a row. And Patrick Burke will trot his way. Perry is up. And he is 0 for 2 on the day. Lined out to the third baseman and then grounded out to the third baseman. So he's giving Paul DePino a handful.
And both games combined, he's a combined. You said 0 for 3 today, right?
0 for 2 today so far.
0 for 2 today, so he's a combined 0 for 6.
One of the few T-Bolts players that has played in both games so far. They had a huge roster overhaul, completely almost new lineup with a couple guys sticking around, 3 to be exact. As Gaithersburg will check the runner back at second. And another ball. And it seems like with each ball that comes, it's harder and more difficult for Gaithersburg to find that strike. You know, it just keeps building up and up.
It's probably just because the runner's on base, getting to his head a little bit. He just has to focus in. Just calm down out there on the mound. Just throw strikes.
And there's your strike right there. It's on your wish list. Christmas came early for Adrian. It is July 1st.
Christmas in July rapidly approaching us.
Yeah. And the temperature is really living up to the July standards, though. It's a hot one out here in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Upper 90s right now. And that one's going to be a shot to left field. Trying to get there is Alex Taylor, unable to make the diving catch. Now Doyle trying to get the ball in. Doyle will get to the relay man. And D. Shelton will hold on to him and flip it over to Mensah. And that's going to bring one in on the standing double by Hunter Perry.
Oh, Taylor crashed into the fence there again, trying to make that diving catch. He's sacrificed himself and his body, just trying to make catches out there. You can't question his dedication to the game, especially today. But he made the one catch and just unable to come up with that one run, able to score, makes it a 6-1 ball game.
Yep, Nick Atkinson will come home and make it a 6-1 ball game. Patrick Burke advances to third, and Hunter Perry is at second with the leadoff man and the man you really don't want at bat right now, Cody Rozier. He homered his last 2 at bats. All good things got to come to an end. I hope that happens at this at bat. And that will be a nice strike down the middle right there. So a 1-0, 0-1 count.
This is what Garstazio has to do, especially to the leadoff hitter. You got to paint the corners. Issues were with the first three pitches that Ruggiero saw. They were all fairly down the middle of the plate. You got to paint the corners, stay out of the heart of the zone.
And the 1-0 pitch, and that one's going to be a little inside. As Corey Ruggiero will slide away from it. 1 out recorded so far for the Dodgers. Right now the play's at first, but you got runners in scoring position, so a dangerous time here for Adrian on the mound.
Infield has moved in, trying to cut down that runner.
And that one's going to be a line drive to center field. Alex Taylor will get there, but not before the runs come in. And Taylor will send it in. That's going to bring 1 home, and that's going to get 2 home. And the single by Cody Ruggiero, and the RBIs keep coming and coming. And the score is blooming to an 8-1 lead for the T-Bolts.
That's 5 now from Ruggiero. He's had an absolutely great day, especially in Game 2. 5 RBIs, including the home run. He's knocked the ball around very well. He also had a base hit in Game 1.
Yep, and the bleeding keeps on coming right now for the Dodgers. Hopefully we can find an end to it, get a tourniquet going of some sorts. But Jack Short up to bat now. Got him with a walk back in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Shorter got caught in that rundown back in the 5th inning. Left him stranded between third and home.
It was not necessarily his fault. It was hit right to DePino at
It's an
third.
awkward spot for him.
So, yeah, if he dove back to third, he would have been tagged out. But he took option B, tried to get out of a rundown, unsuccessfully, however.
That leaves him 0 for 2 on the day. He's got a runner at first, Cody Ruggiero. And the pitch, and Cody Ruggiero going for second. Throwing is Nick Graham, and that's going to catch Cody. He's going to go to third, as that ball will go into center field, and Taylor will collect it and throw it back to Nick Graham at home plate. And Ruggiero gets all the way to third off a stolen base, and then an error.
On Nick Graham that time, yeah. The throw just went behind the runner and unable to get to it, where the Dodgers, that's the toughest ball of the field, especially as a second baseman and a shortstop, because when it goes behind the runner, you have trouble seeing it.
And getting a piece of that one, fouling it towards the Dodgers dugout is Schroeder. This game doesn't really parallel the last game so much, where the Dodgers were really in the last game. They just couldn't quite close on a couple key opportunities with the men on base. It just seems like everything seems to be going the T-Bolt's way. You know, they're getting the bounces, and they're really just making the most of all the opportunities they've had.
Swing and a miss that time, swung on, and that will be a swinging strikeout.
And that'll be Gaithersburg's first strikeout recorded so far of the day. Tucker Childress up to bat, flew out to the 8th. Flew out to center field back in the 5th inning, but he did have a double on the day so far. So with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, anything's on the table. As that will be a little inside there for Tucker Childress.
Yeah, Childers in the first game, not sure if we mentioned this earlier or not, but did go 2 for 4, including a base hit and a home run, a 2-run home run at that.
And he'll swing at that one. It's going to go foul. And one unlucky car in the parking lot, suffering some major damage.
Or more like a couple blades of grass in the football field getting some.
Malone at first, and right on cue, I'll stop talking about him. The Dodgers need to get some work going. You're down here big going into the bottom of the 6th. And welcome back into the bottom of the 6th inning here. Dodgers trail it 8-1 thanks to a few home runs and a few RBIs here and there, and they've got themselves deep in a hole. But a good place to start right now is Trevor Doyle, as he is a powerful hitter for this Dodgers offense.
Well, the long ball's been an issue in both games for the Dodgers. T-Bolts have been putting the ball out of the ballpark several times now, and just Dodgers pitching, leaving a couple pitches over the plate, needs to dial it in.
Trevor Doyle on the day so far, he's 1 for 2. Got out with a single, and then got thrown out stealing. 0 for 2 on stealing. Pitching now, though, for the T-Bolts, number 20, Yash Rain from Lehigh University, originated not far from us here at Potomac, Maryland, is going to be a sophomore next season.
Yeah, when he goes back to school, he will be meeting back up with Dodgers pitcher Jason Reynolds. They both attend Lehigh University.
I see a lot of crossover with schools in the area like that. It's always interesting to be playing your teammate for a majority of the season, and then you come play summer ball, and all of a sudden you're wearing different colored jerseys. And Alex Taylor will rope that one to first base right there, and with ease, Zach Buck will get the out. So Taylor goes down, and here comes Jake Ruby.
We got Trevor Doyle there.
Doyle, excuse me.
He only took like a step or two out of the batter's box, and then he realized